Hey guys, it's JJ Short Stories, and today I'll be reacting to a Harry Potter YouTuber known by Movie Flame, and this is relevant to my channel because my channel is about books, and Harry Potter is a book, and he is a book channel. I just wanted to spice things up on my YouTube channel for a little bit. Anyways, if you like what you see, please hit like and subscribe, and I will link Movie Flame's channel in the description if y'all want to see it. Anyways, today we will be reacting to his video, why Snape is worse than James. Here we go. Cool intro, I love that.
About a month ago, I made a video going over fans' opinions of who they thought was more in the wrong, James Potter or Severus Snape. And for a good portion of the poll that I did, there were times where people said that James was worse than Snape. Ultimately, the poll ended with 41% of people saying that James was more in the wrong, which is absolutely ridiculous and way too high. I stayed non-biased in that video, but I'm not doing that for this video. I am about to go in, not only on Snape, but to those 41% of people who I'm saying are absolutely delusional. So let's get into it. I'm excited for this one. It's true that James bullied Snape when they were kids, which wasn't right. But Snape took part in this rivalry as well, oftentimes going after James, but people just conveniently forget that. Snape disliked James because he was jealous of him. He envied James's popularity. But meanwhile, he spent his time practicing the dark arts with other future Death Eaters. There's a reason he wasn't popular like James. People saw him as a bad person.
And it was literally stated he was less likable.
Even Lily called Snape out for wanting to join the Death Eaters.
You and your precious little Death Eater friends. You see, you don't even deny it. You don't even deny that's what you're all aiming to be. You can't wait to join you-know-who, can you?
Which for Snape is more damning than anything else I can think of. Thinking about this, the person whose opinion he valued more than anybody else saw him as a bad person, and he still didn't try to change. Let me repeat that. Snape could not make himself a better person, even for the woman that he loved like nobody else. If he couldn't do it then, it's clear that he could never change. And we'll get back to that in a minute. I know a lot of you are probably thinking, but he did change. A lot of fans who were bullied in high school say that they can relate to Snape and feel for him being bullied. But to those of you that are saying that, no, you can't relate to him. You didn't spend your entire middle school and high school career preparing to join a murderous cult. At least I hope you didn't.
I didn't.
If you were bullied, you are not the same as Snape. You cannot relate to him. You guys did not deserve to be bullied, and I am so sorry that that happened to you. But Snape kind of did deserve to be bullied. Some might forget, but Snape himself was a bully. He and his little Death Eater friends went after other Muggle-born students.
That was nothing, said Snape. It was a laugh, that's all. It was
A laugh. Okay.
dark magic, and if you think that's funny...
A lot of people use that quote of James saying he didn't like Snape simply because he was alive. And I'll admit, this is really bad. Saying that was truly awful. But let's just go through something. If Snape wasn't alive, James wouldn't have died, Lily wouldn't have died, Harry wouldn't be an orphan, and all the things that Snape did to make people proclaim him a hero wouldn't have been necessary. And we will touch on that later. Snape became angry and jealous of James because he stole the girl that Snape loved, even though Lily never saw him that way. But James did not steal Lily. Snape called Lily a mudblood, the wizard equivalent of a racial slur, in front of half the school. James...
Basically the racial slur of the N-word. But, Snape was creepily obsessed with Lily, like, even after she died. I get you're sad and all, but come on, bro, move on. It's been 17 years and she's dead.
Did not steal her. She wrote Snape off because of his own disgusting actions, and she was right to do so. While Snape continued to prepare to be a Death Eater, Lily saw James mature in their 7th year, and as did Dumbledore, making James head boy of Gryffindor House when he wasn't even a prefect, which is unheard of. If Dumbledore saw a change in James, you know that he had a drastic change in character.
Not even Lupin became head boy. That's crazy.
A lot of people say that we see James and him maturing through the eyes of his best friends, but this proves otherwise. Dumbledore saw it too. It is not just through the eyes of Sirius and Lupin. Meanwhile, Snape went down the opposite path. Some could say that he did this because he lost Lily to James. But again, he did that on his own when he showed his true colors and the disdain he had for Muggleborn.
Was Snape ever really mature anyways?
A disdain that he always had. Lily straight up called him out for this, saying that he called other Muggleborns mudbloods, and why should she be any different?
But you call everyone of my birth mudblood, Severus. Why should I be any different?
Snape was always a racist and always had this bias, even before he went to Hogwarts. That was why he hesitated when Lily asked Snape if she would be treated differently because of her parentage.
Does it make a difference being Muggle-born? Snape hesitated, his black eyes, eager in the greenish gloom, moved over the pale face, the dark red hair. No, he said, it doesn't make any difference.
And we all know that the only reason why he said no was because he wanted to make sure that Lily liked him the way that he liked her. A lot of people say
Not
that
happening.
Lily's mouth twitching for 1 second into a smile when Snape was being held upside down is a reason why he went further into the dark arts. But you have to remember, Lily was on the cusp of ending her friendship with Snape. This was moments before she called him out for calling other Muggleborns mudbloods and calling him out and saying that she knew he was trying to be a Death Eater. So Lily's mouth twitching for 1 second is understandable. She did not like Snape at this point. And even knowing that, she still tried to defend and protect him, only for Snape to call her a mudblood.
I wouldn't want to be
How
his friend either.
pathetic on Snape's part. It shows his true colors that he was not happy that a mudblood had to come to his rescue, even if it was Lily.
I don't need help from filthy little mudbloods like her.
This again
What the fuck is wrong with you? She's trying to help you.
shows his contempt and how racist he really is, and how he has always been that way. He did this to the woman he loved.
I never meant to call you mudblood, it just slipped out.
Might as well say the N-word when you're angry, huh, Severus?
Now, let's go over when they were adults. When they were adults, Snape became a wizard Nazi. And while some might say that James's bullying led him down this path, that is just not true.
I mean, didn't James mature? I don't really see how James bullying Snape when they were in freaking school led to him being a killer.
Snape started down this path a long time ago during his early school days. Everybody saw that he was obsessed with the dark arts, and it was no surprise to anyone that he and all of the kids he hung out with became Death Eaters after school. And even if James's bullying did affect Snape, a high school bully doesn't have the power to make you swear your allegiance to a murderous dictator.
Exactly.
No amount of bullying could ever make somebody do this if it wasn't already in them from the start. While Snape joined a wizard Nazi group, James joined the Order of the Phoenix to fight the Nazi group Snape was a part of. James joined the good side and risked his life to protect the rest of the wizarding world from Voldemort and his evil Death Eaters, including Snape. And if you've somehow argued against all of the things I've gone over so far, you won't be able to argue with the rest of the video. I guarantee that. Snape played a major part in the murder of Lily and James. He told Voldemort about a prophecy which happened to be about James's son. Snape was going to let Voldemort kill a baby and probably its whole family without batting an eye until he realized that Lily, a girl who hadn't spoke to him since he was 16, was involved.
Okay, let me stop you right there. Yep, I agree with everything you're saying. But like I said earlier, his obsession with her gone way too far. Like not only was he obsessed with her even after she died, but even after she outright told him that she disliked him and didn't want to be his friend, because rightfully so, and she was called a mudblood by him, he was still obsessed with her. And then now that it's Lily he's going after, now you give a shit? Oh my fucking god, bro. Even Dumbledore called you despicable.
Snape went to Dumbledore.
Or wait, no. Dumbledore said, "You disgust me." There we go.
And asked him to protect Lily, but said that he did not care if James and Harry died.
So you don't care if an infant dies? Let me get through. He was like, 1 year old.
which made Dumbledore say that Snape disgusted him.
If she means so much to you, surely Lord Voldemort will spare her. Could you not ask for mercy for the mother in exchange for the son? I have asked him.
What?
You disgust me,
Exactly.
said Dumbledore, and Harry had never heard so much contempt in his voice. You do not care, then, about the deaths of her husband and child? They can die as long as you have what you want.
And if Dumbledore says that about you, you know that you are a vile person. Snape wanting a high school bully and his innocent baby to die is outrageous and pure evil. Let me
Like, honestly, are you still holding on to a grudge from about, I don't know, like 10 years ago?
say that again for those in the back. Snape aided Voldemort in killing a baby without batting an eye. He knew exactly what that prophecy meant.
How much did you relay to Lord Voldemort? Everything. Everything I heard.
James Potter died protecting his family and died a hero. Meanwhile, Snape changed sides because he was obsessed with a girl who he called a racial slur and who probably hadn't given him a second thought since that incident. Snape holding on to this high school crush is creepy.
Exactly.
And honestly, the fact that he even loves Lily in the first place is pathetic because Lily never showed any sign of feeling the same way. I get it if you're hung up on your first high school girlfriend, but Lily was never even close to that for Snape. In fact, most of their middle school and high school career, she was questioning their friendship and pulling away. While everyone commemorated James's heroic death, Snape became a teacher at Hogwarts, spending his days bullying children as an adult. People fault James for bullying a kid when he was a kid, but Snape bullied innocent children as a grown.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I kept pausing the video for a second. Anyway, yeah, I remember he bullied one student to the point where he was the Boggart because Snape was his biggest fear, Neville.
A man. There was no excuse for that, no matter how hard you were bullied. Teachers are supposed to protect and care for their students and be a safe place for them.
That's the exact definition of Professor McGonagall.
Instead, though, he bullied his student Neville Longbottom so badly, even trying to kill his toad Trevor at one point.
Bro, that toad meant everything to him.
It's Snape. Neville's own teacher was his greatest fear in the entire world. And it gets worse. When Harry Potter came to school, Snape tormented him because of a grudge he had in high school.
Get over that! That was like 2 decades ago!
Meaning he still held a grudge against the man who he essentially helped murder when giving Voldemort the prophecy. A good man would at least feel some sort of guilt for this, but not Snape. Many Snape fans argue that, oh, he changed because he tried to protect Harry in the first book. And it is true that Snape tried to protect him, but this wasn't because he felt guilty about having a hand in his mother and father dying. It was because he felt he owed James a debt for saving his life when they were kids. And once he thought they were even, it allowed Snape to go back to hating James in peace.
Professor Snape couldn't bear being in your father's debt. I do believe he worked so hard to protect you this year because he felt that would make him and your father quits. Then he could go back to hating your father's memory in peace.
This was not heroic whatsoever. It was immature, selfish, psychopathic, and honestly, I would even say evil. I will admit that Snape was brave for going behind Voldemort's back, but the reason why he did this wipes away any credit he would get for it.
Basically an ulterior motive, bro. He's just trying to repay a debt and go back to hating. Bro, get the hell over your grudge.
The fact that his inspiration for this was his love for Lily is concerning. He had not spoken to Lily since he called her a mudblood 22 years ago. His last memory of her was a 16-year-old girl, while he was a 38-year-old man thinking about this. I'll let you sit on that for a second. His obsession with Lily for 22 freaking years is disturbing. Snape may have died a brave man, but he also died as a man who brought nothing but harm to the world. Nobody was better off because Snape was on this earth. Everything that made him a hero and made people argue that he was a good person was avoidable if, as James said, he wasn't alive. He should not be commemorated the way James, a true hero, was. Snape is an evil person and always was. James's bullying might have brought that out a bit, but deep down, it was always in there. There is no defense you can make for Snape when you go through his life story. And if you're still defending Snape after everything I just went over, you are absolutely delusional. I'll leave you with these words. Snape.
Damn. I did watch this video before, but I do not remember him saying fuck Snape. Alright guys, thank you for watching. If you actually watched the video, please like and subscribe if you actually found this entertaining. I didn't really speak and give my thoughts, but I'll say it now. I agreed with everything he said. I agreed. Anyways, link in the description. That will be his channel. He is the GOAT. Go subscribe, and bye.